one idea that I was thinking for the future, and in terms of just what everybody is sort of hoping for, is some kind of human civilization, say maybe the 22nd or 23rd century, where we finally have knitted together the good ideas from all the different civilizations. Just like in India, all kinds of good ideas have been knitted into Indian civilization, because there's all subset civilizations. And I'm not talking about like making civilization homogenous. In America, we have New Orleans and we have Chicago. And for 200 years, they've been part of American culture, but they're still very, very different. So no one should worry that you'll get that homogenous. But one idea that I wonder about is, what idea from each culture, or which ideas do you think will make the most major contribution towards that civilization? And I want to ask you what you thought from India would be the idea or the part of the civilization that would have the biggest influence on that world civilization, that at least don't influence part of the population, but at least the leadership of the planet.
I think the most important contribution that India can make is, this is not a land of believers. We are a land of seekers. That means there is a fundamental realization that it doesn't matter at what stage of life we are, there is too much in the universe that we do not know. I do not know is the basis. Why it's like this is, in the yogic culture, we always identify with our ignorance, because our knowledge is so minuscule. If we have digested the libraries on the planet, still our knowledge is very minuscule, but our ignorance is boundless. So we always identify with our ignorance. If this comes to the world, there will be more humility and grace on this planet. When I closed my eyes for months on end and sat, everybody wrote me off, I went and sat in a small farm in a remote place, closed my eyes and simply sat. Food didn't come very often, so I lost a lot of weight. I was very muscular and strong when I was a student. Then I closed my eyes and sat, food doesn't come by itself, you have to go behind it. So I lost a lot of weight and simply sat there. Of course, my parents were super disappointed. My teachers, one by one, they started coming and said, "We thought you will do something, but you're gone, you finished." I said, I have never been this great in my life. I might have lost weight, maybe I don't have money, but I have never felt life was this fantastic as it is right now. So what's fantastic about you? Because your friends have become engineers, doctors, IAS officers, what's fantastic about you? I said, I don't care what they have become. I know something fantastic has happened within me. Will the world value this or not? Who cares? In terms of life, I have found something super fantastic, and that's all that matters. They thought I've lost my mind also. At one time they really thought I need psychiatric evaluation simply because you are not trying to be better than somebody. Because the entire world seems to be, but this is the ethos of this nation. We never looked at how somebody else is doing. There are beautiful stories like this. On this side of the river there's one village, on that side of the river another village. They can see the people, they can hear them talking, they see the cooking smoke, but they never went across the river and met those people. Said, they seem to be living well, we are fine here, why should we go and see? They never went. People will say, oh, these people have no exploration sense. Well, all the explorers went into India, Africa, Asia, Australia. What have they done? Slaughter in the end. We never had such a need because this was a land of seeking. Seeking and knowing was the highest value. Conquering and establishing something was not the highest value. Establishing the human being was the biggest value, not establishing other edifices and structures in the society. This people thought is a disadvantage, but at the same time we became the most vibrant economy on the planet. For many centuries, we were the only real economy. Everybody wanted to come to India. Not because they were in love with you, because this was the richest land. That is why everybody wanted to come here. One Vasco da Gama reached here, many drowned in the ocean, but still they wanted to come because this was the richest land on the planet. Like right now, everybody wants to go to America because it's the richest nation on the planet. So, without a sense of conquest, we became a very vibrant economy. This is a very unique achievement which we need to bring back to this world, because today our mode of economy itself is a conquest and it's a destruction. The way we have structured the economy in the world is such, today the Living Earth statistics say, if all the 7.3 billion people on the planet have to get what an average American citizen has, we need 4.5 planets, but we have only half a planet. One half has been taken. If really economy succeeds on this planet as we are planning it right now, this is the end of the world, really. It keeps going into recession to save us. This is like the proverbial story where a man is sitting on the wrong end of the branch and cutting it. When he succeeds, he falls. We have taken to this mode, but we operated this country in a different way. Our success would not make us fall, our success would not be a detriment to somebody else. We have to bring this back. We are part of the modern economic system now, it's not easy, but still individually we can all cultivate this, that our success is not just about this and that and what people think about us, about how we are as a life, how I am within myself. This is my success, isn't it? For this, I don't have to look at somebody who's little worse than me or better than me. Wherever I sit or stand, this feels fantastic. This is a successful life, isn't it? Unfortunately, without much modification, almost ditto, as it was during the British era, we just took the rules as they were and continued the same systems. Because of this, it was like we were driving with our brakes on. Doesn't matter what we do, it goes only at that speed. It doesn't pick up speed because all the systems were designed to control, never designed to liberate the people. All the systems were shackles, so many shackles within a shackle that no matter what you do, you're thinking you're doing the right thing, but it's not moving ahead because we did not reinvent the systems for a free nation. We imported or we inherited systems of an occupied nation and tried to run a free nation. I think India, 1 or 2 generations of people have lost possibilities and have suffered immensely because of these kind of systems. I'm saying, this is the mentality of the occupier, that everybody, every citizen is a criminal. If you tell me the rules, why will I not follow it? The rules were made so ambiguous, nobody knows what's the damn rule. No matter what you do, you feel like a criminal because you do not know what the rules are, they're so complicated. I was talking to a very top corporate lawyer and something they were trying to interpret to me. I listened to this whole interpretation. I believe if somebody says something I can understand, but I did not understand. So I asked him, see, you are the top corporate lawyer in the country. Do you really understand what is it that you're telling me? He said, no, Sadhguru, I don't understand. I said, okay. So even you don't understand, then what is it? He said, that's how it is. So these systems, now we are trying to clean up. A few major moves have been made, unshackling India's business so that it can go up. It is at the same time going through this endurance test on a daily basis, Indians have become super resilient. Wherever they go, running an obstacle course on a daily basis. If you take them to a place where there are no obstacles, they are a super hit. Anywhere in the world, they are going and succeeding in a big way. Simply because daily obstacle course has made it into such great drivers. With with a sixth sense, we're not just seeing what's coming ahead, what's coming on the sides, what's coming behind, we also know what's coming from the top when we're driving. So it's fine, but we are coming to a place where these things are the structural aspects of the nation are being cleaned up. And the third and the most important thing is the people. See, people are trying to build a nation, people are trying to transform humanity. There is no such thing. There are only human beings. If you want a great nation, you must do something to produce great human beings. There is no other way. If you want to produce great human beings, we have to facilitate and structure methods and systems where human beings are not curtailed. Every human being can find full expression to who he or she is. This is a structural thing which needs to happen, which is beginning to happen, but India has had a traditional system that people don't necessarily depend upon, except for external activity. For their own development, they don't depend on any particular outside system. This is the reason, no matter what happens, you will see the country is not disturbed in a real sense as other nations would be disturbed, because there is an organic sense of being completely organized within myself. This is something that the entire world should get. This will be India's greatest offering. How an individual human being can be fully organized within himself or herself in such a way that no matter what happens, they will stay their course.